Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do medication so I can go to bed. Dog, look out. Goofball. You okay? You good boy? My elastic's broke. Alright, so as per usual, taking water. Whoop. Filling cup. Done. Set this cup aside for right now. Add in my gravel. My hair looks like shit. Nothing unusual there. My magnesium. So Joe had to go back to work tonight. I don't think he should have, but work told him that he needed to come in because he didn't have any new symptoms and he didn't have a fever. So he was told he had to go in and just wear a mask, which is whatever. He's been wearing a mask anyways. So, including in the house, so that he didn't have to quarantine, because it's not exactly easy for him to quarantine. He would have literally had to stay in the bedroom the entire time. Or I would have to stay in the bedroom the entire time, because, I mean, it's all one big open space, right? So, back to work he went. It is what it is. Right now, he's the only one bringing in money, really, so, like he said, if we want to keep a roof over our roof over our heads, he kind of had to go back to work. So, and he's just following work's rules, like they said. No new symptoms. You have to stay home for the first night. Fuck's sake, I did it again. This fucking syringe needs to go somewhere else. The first night that he was tested positive, he had to stay home. And then basically from there, it's if he doesn't have a fever and he doesn't have any new symptoms, then he can come back in. He has to wear a mask for a week. So he tested positive Tuesday night, so he didn't go in Tuesday night. And then Wednesday he had new symptoms, so he couldn't go in Wednesday night, last night. But then tonight, no new symptoms, no fever, so away he went. Do I disagree with it? Yes. However, it is what it is. He's got to follow what work says. He's got to go to work to be able to pay the household bills till I get back to work in a little over a month, little over a month. I go back to work. And so in the meantime, unfortunately, a lot does rest on him. Obviously, I'm still paying my share of the rent, my share of the insurance, everything like that. I can afford that from my disability check. It's just if I was working, he'd have been able to stay home and rest a bit longer. Of course, depending what his work says, he has to follow what work says. But if he had the option to be able to stay home, like it would have been an option, I should say, that he could have stayed home to recuperate a little bit more, because if I was working, we'd have a little bit extra income to be able to supplement him being off. But unfortunately, my job is seasonal, so I am off right now. It is what it is. We'll make do. It'll just be very tight. At least he'd already gotten kids Christmas and birthday gifts, so he's not worried about that. So kids still gonna have a good Christmas, which is great. I don't know, it is what it is. I told my sister, like, hey, look, I'm not gonna be able to do Christmas for the girls at Christmas, because with Joe being off work and me just getting by on my disability checks, unfortunately I'm not going to have money to do Christmas at Christmas. I said, however, Easter time when I'm working, I'll make sure that they get I give them a really good Easter to try and make up for it. So And because they're all pretty much older now, like, the youngest is 8. They understand, right? And I mean, they also don't come from, like, a high-income household, right? Like, I mean, they're not poor. Middle class, you know. So, they understand. And I think they understand, again, because they're older, right? Like, the youngest is 8. Then 15 and 16 for my sister's kids. My other nieces who live in Windsor, the youngest just turned 15 today. Shout out to her. Happy birthday, princess. The middle one is... Oh, God, how old is Dee? How old is Dee now? She must be 18. Yeah, she's 18 because H is 19. She'll turn 20 in the new year. So, and Dee's off in college. She's studying up in Thunder Bay for, what was it, electric engineering or something like that. No idea what made her decide to do that. She had originally said she wanted to go to Europe, and she wanted to become a baker or something like that, was what her original plan was. I'm not sure what changed. Maybe she was the one that got to go on a school trip to Europe in grade 12. So last year, they got to go on a school trip to Europe for like a week or something like that. I'm like, dude, so jealous. When I was in school, we only got to go to freaking Ottawa and then Quebec for a day. Like, we were in Ottawa for a week, but then Quebec for a day. And I'm just like, I'm so jealous that the fact you could go to Europe now. That said, probably wouldn't have been able to afford to go growing up. Although, I'm sure my grandparents would have made sure that I gone. Anyways, God, I can't remember what I was saying. So she's off in college, so the only thing I can assume is that she realized just how expensive it is to travel for a week over to Europe, let alone going over there to live, to go to school and stuff. That's the only thing I can assume. But either way, I'm super proud of her. Super, super, super proud of her. She's, says she's doing really well, and she was an honor roll student all through high school. So she's very, very, very smart. And I am very, very, very proud of her. If I remember correctly, she will be the third to go to college and hopefully the second to graduate. My oldest cousin did not go to post-secondary school. He did eventually graduate high school. It took him a couple extra years, but he did graduate high school. My oldest niece, which is his daughter, did not go to post-secondary school at this time. I don't think she's even graduated high school yet, if I'm remembering correctly. She ended up getting pregnant in her senior year, and so she missed a lot of school. And so I don't think she's, if I remember correctly, I don't think she's gone back to finish school yet. I think she was supposed to do that this year, but I don't think she has. I'm not sure. That's the one that we don't speak because when Cheeto Man was elected president, I had said that if anybody is a Trump lover, they can disown me. And so that's what she did. Because I guess she's a Trump lover. It is what it is. It sucks. I still love her. If she ever did, want to try to communicate with me again, I would never turn her away. I would open my door wide for her. But it is what it is. Anyways, that's all my medicine. I'm just going to clean up my medicine straw now. So I hope everybody has a good night. And we will talk to you guys tomorrow when I do my formula setup in the morning. I will be testing myself once again in the morning, making sure I am still COVID-free before I go to my eye appointment. Good night.